Hey guys, and welcome to some Marvel discussion. None of what I'm about to say is actually probably going to happen in the game. Hey, maybe I guessed it and it happens, but it's more of a discussion, like what if. So don't take anything I say in this video as as truth or as news as a release like that. It's all purely speculation or like wants and needs. So I was recently looking at the non-playable characters available in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and these are Ant-Man, Beast, Black Bolt, Cosmo, Gorgon, Jessica Jones, Lockjaw, Medusa, Nick Fury Jr., Nova, Odin, Professor X, Valkyrie, Vision, and the Winter Soldier. And I was looking at these names and I was like, these are all characters that they show in the game that are not playable. And I was like, if they had to bring a free DLC again, like if they surprise us with a free DLC, which one could actually make the most sense? Because originally in a previous video I said like Mystique, Juggernaut, and Beast, but that's a very weird one, especially since they're doing X-Men as a paid DLC. They'll probably release different heroes in that expansion itself that would be unlinked to anything that's already in the game. They want to surprise you with something that's currently not playable. Well, actually, that doesn't even make an appearance in the game. At least I would think. But I was thinking, like, if we had to get another free one besides, this Fantastic Four, X-Men, another free set of heroes, what makes sense about what's in the game? And I got to thinking, the Inhumans make a very weird appearance in this game. Like, Crystal shows up as a playable hero, and then there's Lockjaw when you have to free Miss Marvel and Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales when you first unlock them. Lockjaw makes an appearance there and he teleports them away. There's a bunch of characters that show up for Inhumans. And I was looking at this list here now, and there's Black Bolt, there's Medusa, there's Lockjaw, and there's Gorgon. That's 4 heroes. That I don't know why, but 4 just seems like a number that the game likes to stick to. I know previously they gave us only Colossus and Cyclops, but who's to say that they have to stick to 2 or even 4? I mean, if they do stick with 2, they could actually go Odin and Valkyrie, which is one way. But I tend to think something with the Inhumans is going to happen. Like, I just have this, like, weird nagging feeling at the back of my mind. Especially because Chapter 7 is, like, non-existent. Like, I don't know, if you play Chapter 7, you realize that you go to the moon, basically, to where the Inhumans are, and it, like, ends so thoroughly, so quickly. It was, like, that was so brief. Like, there was no depth to that story at all. I think, what if they add something to that somehow? Maybe 4 new characters and an extra chapter or 2 released, or like extra like little checkpoint or 2 released in there as like a bonus. I don't know. That's probably asking for too much, but I still think that the 4 of them are in the game as non-playable characters, as literally more than 25% of the non-playable characters are Inhumans. That is insane. More than 25% of the unplayable characters are Inhumans. Isn't that like a big, like, hey, look, these guys might be, playable sometime in the future? I would like to think so. I mean, there are characters here that are very weird that they're not playable. For example, like Ant-Man. Why is Ant-Man not playable? Or Beast. Ant-Man and Beast. Even the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier makes so much more sense than someone like Punisher, in my opinion, for this game. So, even Vision. I mean, why is... There's so many characters here that could be playable. Like, Ant-Man, Beast, Vision, and Winter Soldier. Those are, like, 4 characters who make sense that they should actually be in the game. And then you also look at, from a different type of perspective, that Luke Cage is in the game, but Jessica Jones isn't? I mean, could be a possible additional character. I mean, I don't see why not. They did Luke Cage. Why not Jessica Jones? I mean, that's a very plausible character to have there. Super strength. I mean, very, very easy. Cosmo is a very weird one. I don't see Cosmo being a playable character. I don't think they'll throw in a Nick Fury, or Professor X seems a bit odd one out there. Nova would be a very cool addition. I would like to try Nova. Like, that would be... I imagine him as being like a Star-Lord type of character in the game, but I actually don't really know much about his character in general, other than that he's like from space and he looks like a space cop, he's space police. If I had to really hope for some of these characters to be available, I would go for Valkyrie. Like, Valkyrie's a really cool, unique kind of character. She reminds me of much like what Falcon would play as, but as a female, and Valkyrie. Um, Beast? Beast would be a really cool one. He would probably be a bit like Black Panther, Wolverine kind of vibe in my head. Ant-Man, I was like, what? They have Wasp, but they don't have Ant-Man. That's so weird. Why have Wasp, but not Ant-Man? I guess, I mean, otherwise your character, he's going to have to be huge on the screen and small all the time, so maybe it's a bit weird, but still, Ant-Man's like the leader of that like series, and Wasp is like a side character in general, at least in the movies, I mean, from what I've seen. And yeah, it's just like very interesting seeing these non-playable characters and like trying to deduce some kind of speculation of what they can do with bringing these characters as playable characters in the game, because it's not too far to say that most of these, like 70% of these, should actually be playable characters in the game. And I'm really thinking it might be the Inhumans. They might bring the Inhumans, or at least Winter Soldier and Vision. Probably Ant-Man and Beast. But the Inhumans would be something that would surprise everyone, I think. And I think they might just do that. But yeah, let's see what happens with the game. I'm hoping something happens on the 30th of this month. If not, oh well. But you know, they like to release things on the 30th. Let's see if they keep that trained up with a surprise out of nowhere 2 days before announcement about some free stuff, and then the X-Men being released. If it is the X-Men first, I'm actually not sure. The next DLC being released the following month, probably, maybe November release. I mean, it does say on the website and all the stuff that the second pack will release in 2019. So we know for sure it's coming this year, and I doubt they're gonna do it at New Year's time. So probably November, or maybe they even surprise us and they do it this month. But that feels weird if they do it this month, because then they've got like 2 months of nothing, and then January they release the next one, probably. So much speculation. What do you guys think? Well, what's your opinion of what's happening in Marvel right now? What do you think is the path that they will take with the game? What are you hoping for specifically? If any of these non-playable characters are something that you would be interested in, what do you think the plan is? Out of curiosity, let's see what everyone's ideas are. Maybe we can give Marvel a little bit of our ideas and stuff, and they can follow from that, even though they probably won't, because they've pretty much done everything that they want to do for this game already. They just have to release it. At least that's what I think. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in a future video.